welcome to the Air Network. It is Thursday night and time for some high school wrestling. Welcome to it. Thanks for finding us online, or perhaps if you're checking us out on Tune On Radio tonight. Tonight, live from Huntington High School, we've got Chad State standing by as Huntington gets set to take on Hollidaysburg. Chad, how you doing?
Good. We're doing good. Welcome.
All right. Well, listen, let me ask you a little bit about Huntington Bearcat Mat men. How's it turning out for them? How are they doing this season?
We're going to do the national anthem here.
All right. National anthem, stand by for that, and we'll get back to Chad.
Stripes and Christ has broke and rolled the skies. For the rebels we once so gallantly streaming. And the rockets red glare, the bombs go singing.
The national anthem has concluded here in Huntington's Gymnasium. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Air Network and tonight's broadcast of the Huntington Bearcats versus the Hollidaysburg Golden Tigers. Huntington comes into tonight's dual meet tonight's dual meet with a 4-0 record after recently defeating Bellefonte 46-24 on Tuesday night. Greg, that head coach John Mikett is saying it was a great win for us. We wrestled extremely well up and down the lineup, and we left no doubt. So those are good, encouraging words from the Bearcat head coach on how his team operated against a very formidable AAA squad in Bellefonte on Tuesday night.
And who are some of the wrestlers who will be keying in on tonight, Chad?
Tonight we will be looking at the strength of Huntington's lineup, which is mainly their upper weights. 152 pounds, Seth Bainey, a junior, 12-4 on the year. At 160 pounds, we have John Wagner, a senior, who is 12-2 on the year. At 132 pounds, we have Colin Glorioso, a PIAA medalist, multi-year medalist at 11-3. He is a senior. And then the Hammer, the kid that is ranked number 1 in the state at 170 pounds, 11-1 junior, Jacob Oliver. Those will be Huntington's main guys going into tonight's action.
Over the holidays, the Huntington Bearcats had a chance to participate in, I believe it was King of the Mountain, and they fared pretty well. Isn't that true?
It was the King of the Mountain tournament. Huntington finished 6th in that tournament. Jacob Oliver was a runner-up as he dropped a hard-fought 5-2 decision to Mikey Labriola from Bethlehem Catholic. Labriola happens to be ranked 8th in the country, so Oliver really showing good prowess against that. Huntington also participated in the Conestoga Valley tournament and came in 4th at that place. Jacob Oliver was the lone titleist for the Bearcats. John Wagner and Colin Glorioso both finished in 2nd. Coincidentally, John Wagner's losses were both to Jonathan Ross from Northern York. Jonathan Ross happens to be ranked number 8 in the country as well. So you can see that the Bearcat squad is out in front of a lot of good quality competition here early in the season. Next week, Greg, they will be going to the Escape the Rock tournament, which is held at Council Rock South, over south of Philadelphia. And that doesn't just take into effect teams from Pennsylvania. It also takes in teams from New Jersey and Delaware as well, and is considered on the Eastern Seaboard one of the top 5 tournaments in all of high school wrestling.
Well, Coach John Mikett and the Huntington Bearcats don't shy away from competition, that's for sure. How do you see this coming out tonight with Hollidaysburg? Do you know anything about them at all?
Okay, we are getting ready to determine, I think, what weight we were going to start at. Hollidaysburg enters tonight with an 0-2 record. They were most recently defeated by State College on Tuesday night, 45-28. They have 3 kids who were regional qualifiers last year. They are Dalton Long at 138 pounds, Nathan Hagg at 152, and then heavyweight Hunter Gill. So they bring in some good quality opponents. We're going to look and see where we are going to start tonight. As Huntington will ring out. Looks like we might start at 170. It is. We're going to start at 170 pounds tonight as Jacob Oliver enters the ring, or the arena, so to speak, if you want to. Jacob Oliver, 11-1 junior, will still wrestle against Braden Curry from Hollidaysburg. Wrestlers shake hands at the center of the mat, and the whistle. Wrestlers tied up. Oliver in on a quick single leg, now double leg takedown, and he's in for 2 at the far side of the mat. Oliver is pretty much a hammer on top as he goes to work on Curry. Huntington in their traditional white singlets here. Hollidaysburg in a golden singlet with blue trim. 1:40 to go, period number 1. Oliver working the top, trying to work a power half in on Curry. Curry kind of bellied out here on the far side of the mat, and both wrestlers are out of bounds as they turn to the center here. Oliver up with a quick 2-0 takedown. Not to be surprised again, Oliver, a returning PIAA runner-up last year, for an optional start here, so he's going to push Curry away. The optional start pretty much shows that this wrestler feels like he's going to be able to dictate the match and wants to go takedown for escape. And there, Oliver in for a quick double leg takedown again near the far side of the mat. And he'll go to work again on top of Curry. 17 to go, period number 1. Oliver now working the power half and trying to get Curry turned over on those back. Curry having none of it. Again, he's just bellied out here trying to get out from underneath. But Oliver in complete control now. Looks like Oliver is trying to run an arm bar as he has a hold of Curry's right arm and is cranking it real hard and trying to crank him over his back. And he's close to getting him turned. Looks like the wrestlers are close at the edge of the mat here. 50 seconds to go. Oliver's dragging Curry back in to make some room for him to get him turned over. There he goes. He's got Curry on his back now. 43 seconds to go. There's the pin at 1 minute and 21 seconds for Junior. Now 12-1 and ranked number 1 in the state, Jacob Oliver. So Huntington skirts out to a quick 6-0 lead over Hollidaysburg. We will now go to the 182-pound weight class, where it will be Mason McCready from Hollidaysburg. And we'll wait to see who Huntington sends out. Huntington's been bumping around weights. Looks like it's going to be Drew Simpson coming out to wrestle 182 pounds. Huntington without a true 220-pounder on the team, so they've been bumping around folks to try to make up that deficit. Drew Simpson, senior, 3-1 on the year. Wrestlers are at the far side of the mat, tied up. Looked like Simpson tried to do a quick hip toss to get McCready turned over on his back. They fall out of bounds. Wrestlers will turn to the center of the mat. 1:44 to go, first period here. Both wrestlers tied up, trying to look in, see what they can take for a shot. Their face slapping, a little hand checking going on. That's typical in a high school wrestling match. Both holding their base very, very well. Far side of the mat. No real shots taken by other wrestlers. There's a shot and a sprawl, nice sprawl by McCready there. Simpson tries to dive in on McCready's left leg, and they both scoot out of bounds. 1:14 to go. Period number 1, 0-0 your score. Huntington out in the lead by virtue of Jake Oliver's pin in 1:20 for the first period in his 170-pound bout. Simpson looking to try to gain control over McCready as they both tie up here. Both kind of locking their heads and then drop and then doing a little bit of hand fighting as neither one of them really looks like they're exerting themselves to take a shot. There's Simpson in on a quick double leg attempt, trying to squirt through the bottom as McCready crawls over the top of Simpson to prevent the takedown. There's Simpson trying to come through the legs of McCready here in the center of the mat. 36 seconds to go. McCready grabbing a hold of the ankles of Simpson, and his legs are locked around Simpson's chest, and we're going to get a stalemate as neither wrestler is able to improve their position. Actually not. We're going to have a potentially dangerous 1 point awarded to, looks like Simpson. It must have been on the figure 4 leg lock that McCready had over him. So a 1 point penalty point awarded to Simpson. He's out to a 1-0 lead. Rushers return to the neutral position, 20 seconds to go, first period. Little hand tie here. Pressures as there's Simpson pounding them out, going in on McCready's right leg with a shot. And McCready sprawls back and rides on the top of Simpson. 4 seconds to go, period number 1. Now McCready tries to spin around for a reversal. And it comes a little bit too late at the end of the first period. So Simpson will go out for a 1-0 advantage after period number 1. Simpson has choice. He will defer to McCready. McCready will take bottom to begin the second period. Again, 1-0 your score at the 182-pound weight class. 6-0 team score in favor of the Bearcats. Simpson in control on top as the whistle blows the start of the second period. Now it looks like Simpson's trying to lock up a cradle and lets go of it. McCready having none of it. McCready a very strong looking kid. I believe he is a freshman. And McCready is now out in reverse. And now we have a reversal from McCready, who now goes up 2-1 over Simpson and immediately returns him to the mat. McCready in control, 1:36 to go, second period. Simpson has got his left leg stretched out as he's trying to get to a good base to try to get out. McCready having 0-0. McCready probably has about 4 or 5 inches on Simpson in height and is able to use that to his advantage right now as he's in total control of Drew Simpson, and now he just breaks him down to the center of the mat and tries to go to work on top. 1 minute, 10 seconds to go. Many of you will remember Drew Simpson from high school football. He's an outstanding linebacker for the Bearcats for the past 2 seasons. This year leading the Bearcats in tackles. 57 seconds to go. Second period. McCready in control on top. Wrestlers try to get to the edge of the mat, and they do. Wrestlers off the side of the mat. 50 seconds to go. Period number 2. At 182 pounds, Drew Simpson of Huntington and Mason McCready of Hollidaysburg. McCready gives the start. McCready again in total control as he bars up. Got a good bar on Simpson's left arm. Now he hits him with a cross face in the back of the bar. Simpson trying to sit and get out, trying to get to his feet. Now he's up to his feet and trying to stand, but McCready with a good tight waist returns him back to the mat. Drew Simpson tries to sit out this time, and McCready is still in control, doing a good job with a good ride. McCready still in control, bars up both arms. Simpson is completely bellied out here in the middle of the mat. 2-1 your score, 15 seconds to go. Period number 2. Again, McCready in complete control. There is no riding time in high school wrestling, folks. So McCready's doing through all this effort to try to keep Simpson down, but there is no riding time, so there will be no point advantage given to him. Now, Simpson down 2-1 is going to have to he's going to take the neutral spot. I didn't think he was going to take down after McCready pretty much dominated him on top. So Simpson's choice is to go neutral and try to get a takedown here at the beginning of the third period. Again, your bout score 2-1 in favor of Mason McCready of Hollidaysburg. McCready in on a quick shot in Simpson's left leg, and he's got it tied up here at the edge of the mat. Dangerously close as Simpson tries a hip toss, and both wrestlers out of bounds. So Simpson had his left leg tied up there. As McCready was in on a deep shot, Simpson dropped his hips and tried to throw McCready, but both wrestlers went out of bounds. He does that on the center of the mat. I'm not so sure that Simpson's able to get out of that, as McCready looked like he was in position to go right with Simpson and fall on top of him. 1:33 to go, 2-1 your score. McCready on top. Another shot by McCready, another sprawl by Simpson. Both rushers go out of bounds on the near side of the mat. Nice crowd here at Huntington tonight. I would say better than 400 to 500 people. Lots of support for the Bearcat Wrestling program, who has proved to be one of the top in AA this year, having finished very well with 2 very tough tournaments earlier this season. Now with a stall warning on Simpson as he continues to back away. Simpson's only point is on a penalty point, so he's not really scored any offense tonight. 2-1 your score. Now he has to shoot because he's got that stall warning called on him. Any more backing up, and another point's going to be awarded to McCready. Wrestlers off the far side of the mat with 1:06 left to go. Still in the neutral position. McCready in control of this match, I would say, as he's not been in really any danger from any of Simpson's shots. 2-1 your score. Peter trying to grab a hold of the left leg of Simpson. Simpson backing away and stalling, and he keeps backing up. He's really going to have to be careful. He's going to get hit with another stalling or a stalling call, which would be a penalty point for McCready, and he can ill afford to have that at this point in the bout. I don't think any point McCready's going to score. There's McCready trying to scoot around the back of Simpson for a 2-point takedown, and there it is. McCready with a 2-point takedown now to a 4-1 lead. Simpson up to his feet, and he's going to award the escape, so Simpson's going to get out. He's going to go to 4-2 in favor of McCready. 36 seconds left to go. That takedown by McCready was a nice shot. Simpson unable to really do anything about it. Pretty much puts this mat kind of out of reach. None of Simpson's shots have really been able to get into anything that McCready has to offer. 23 seconds left to go, 4-2 to score. There's a shot by Simpson, but McCready now trying to lock up a near side cradle. Simpson breaks out of it. Head of the leg now, both able to turn to the center of the neutral position. Simpson's got to shoot, he's not. McCready in on another shot, and he is going to win this thing 4-2. 182 pounds. Mason McCready with a 4-2 victory over Drew Simpson of Huntington. We're going to move to 195 pounds. And we'll see who the wrestlers are going to send out. While we have a minute, tonight's Bearcat broadcast on the Air Network is courtesy of the Huntington Drop-In Center at 512 Washington Street in downtown Huntington, where we provide a wide range of social, educational, and recreational activities to the local mental health population. We also operate the county Fresh Express food distribution every month. The next Fresh Express food distribution is happening Wednesday, January 28th at 512 Washington Street, beginning at noon. Thank you for your continued support. So we're going to move to the 195-pound weight class, where we're going to have Landon Fisher, a sophomore, 6'6", and it looks like he is going to be going up against Josh Lynn. It is Josh Lynn from Hollidaysburg, as we are underway at 195 pounds. By virtue of McCready's 4-2 decision of Drew Simpson, the team score is now Huntington 6 and Hollidaysburg 3. Again, Fisher, a sophomore, 6'6". He and his brother Logan have been kind of bounced around these last couple weight classes along with Drew Simpson. Again, Huntington coming in without a true 220-pounder, so they do have a hole in the lineup. And again, in high school wrestling, there are 14 weight classes, and it is very hard to find 14 kids to fill out those weights. There's a nice turnaround shot for Landon Fisher, and he's going to get awarded 2 points at the far side of the mat as he's able to pop his hips and scoot behind Lynn for a 2-0 score. Lynn is on the bottom, Fisher on top. Fisher quickly grabs Lynn's ankle and returns to the mat as his belly's out. Fisher in control of Lynn's wrist here. 58 seconds to go. First period at 195 pounds. Fisher's brother Logan will wrestle next at 220 pounds for the Bearcats. There's Fisher in with a power half. Now let's go. Now he's trying to run the half again here on Lynn. 39 seconds to go. First period. Lynn up to his knees. Fisher working really hard to try to get that left arm turned over. Lynn having none of it. Now Lynn trying to get up to his feet as Fisher tries to gain control. In under his arms, and their wrestlers go out of bounds here near side of the mat near the scorer's table. And then we'll return to the center of the mat. 29 seconds to go. First period. Landon Fisher up 2-0 over Josh Lynn of Hollidaysburg. Fisher able to go try to get arm bars in again on Lynn. 15 seconds to go. First period. Lynn with a strong base here. He's just trying to get an escape, but Fisher doing a real good job up top of locking that down and making sure that Lynn's not able to get anywhere. A really good, strong ride out by Landon Fisher in that first period as Lynn is unable to get out for the escape. And it'll be a 2-0 lead Lynn will defer his choice of the period, and Fisher will take bottom here to begin period number 2. Fisher quickly up to his feet and out for the 1-point escape. 7 seconds in, and Fisher out. Turns your bout score to 3-0 in favor of Landon Fisher of Huntington. Again, a really nice crowd here. There's lots of support for this Bearcat wrestling program. And again, this is one of the top programs in the state this year. So if you haven't got a chance to get out and see them in person, you might want to do that. Home dates are limited. Huntington will be back in action next week. I believe it is Tuesday against Clearfield. They'll have another home match against Penns Valley. I forget when that is. I think it might be in February until they get to dual meet competition for the states later on in the month of February. So very limited action here at the Huntington Gymnasium to see the Bearcats to get out and see it. 1:13 to go, second period. Fisher still out to a 3-0 score. Wrestlers are kind of just tying up around the head. Nobody really with any threat of shooting here. Fisher looking on the head of Lynn now. Tries a hip toss, and he does a good spin around toss there for Landon Fisher for a 2-point takedown and now a 5-point lead. Now Fisher going to work on Lynn. Lynn to his knees, and Fisher trying to break him down, working arms, trying to get his left arm, trying to get Fisher's left arm up around his head, so he's able to try to get him into a cradle position. Lynn able to break out of that. Fisher goes to work on Lynn's left ankle. 36 seconds to go, period number 2, 5-0 your score now. Fisher again with Lynn's left arm up around the back of his neck as he's trying to work him over to his back. Not really a good position for Fisher to do that unless he can get Lynn's left leg tilted back over. Now he's trying to go. Now he's going to get the cradle set up. Now he's going to get some back points coming up. I think 10 seconds to go. Second period. Nope. Lynn's shoulders are still parallel to the mat, so nothing going to happen here. Oh, the referee did count it. He must have been sneaky with that. He's going to award 3 back points here. I thought I didn't see the ref counting, unless he didn't count, which sometimes they do that. But 3 back points awarded to Landon Fisher here at the end of the second period, and it pushes him out to an 8-0 score over Josh Lynn of Hollidaysburg. Again, the third period. Again, 63-year team score in favor of the Bearcats. Thanks to a Jacob Oliver pin. And Hollidaysburg's team points coming on a Mason McCready 4-2 decision over Drew Simpson. As Fisher in on a double leg takedown and now out to a 10-0 score as he goes to work on McCready from the top position again. Again, McCready up to his knees, trying to get to his feet, but Fisher having none others. It's really working hard on Lynn's left arm, trying to get that turned back over his head so he can get that cradle position and get some more back points here and try to work up a technical fall. 1:04 to go. Third period, Fisher in total control of this match. Lynn really in no threat of scoring against Fisher at all, as Lynn's still working on that left arm, still trying to get Lynn turned over for additional back points or maybe a pin here in the third period. Lynn doing a good job of fighting it off. Now Lynn has bellied out on the mat. 37 seconds left to go. 10-0 your score in favor of Landon Fisher. Landon Fisher goes to work on the right arm of Lynn, and he tries to get that one turned over, and he's getting very close to getting Lynn to his back, and then Lynn's able to belly out again on the mat. 19 seconds left to go. Third period. Now Fisher going to work again. We got a potentially dangerous situation coming up as Landon Fisher is really going to work hard on Lynn's right arm. Lynn's going to stand up and try to get that thing stretched out here a little bit. That's got to be a little bit painful for the young man. Might be a Bengay night for him tonight on that one. 10-0 your score in favor of Landon Fisher here, 195 pounds. 6 seconds to go. And Landon Fisher is going to win this one by the score of 10-0 over Josh Lynn of Hollidaysburg. And that should push the team score to 10-3, as that is a major decision. 4 team points are awarded, and that is a 10-0 major decision for Landon Fisher of Huntington. Should push us to the 220-pound bout. And his brother Logan Fisher, a senior, 9-5 on the year. And he will go against Paul Detweiler of Hollidaysburg at 220 pounds. Fisher in quick one ahead of Detweiler, trying to snap it down. Now quickly in behind for quite yet 2 points. There's a 2-point takedown for Fisher as he scooted in behind Detweiler rather quickly. Fisher with really good quickness on his feet. He's illustrated that pretty much all year long, that he pretty much brings the action to you. Sometimes he pays for that, but we saw him earlier in the year against one of Tyrone's better wrestlers using that quickly. Now Fisher heavy on the head on Detweiler, trying to get him turned over to his back, and he is going to get him turned over to his back. We are going to have a 3 count now. There's 2 near fall points for Fisher. He's working hard, and he's going to have him. He's got it. If he's not pinned, folks, I don't know what is. It's got to be coming soon. There it is. There it is. Yep. 51 seconds into the first period. Logan Fisher with the fall over Paul Detweiler, and that'll slow Huntington out to a 16-3 lead in this bout. Tonight's Bearcat broadcast on the Air Network is brought to you by Images Print Shop in downtown Huntington. For a variety of print services, including brochures, newsletters, business cards, business forms, and more. Let Images Print Shop provide you with quality print services or web hosting. Call Images Print Shop at 643-1796 weekdays from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Images Print Shop, your hometown print shop in downtown Huntington. We'll now move out to the the heavyweight weight class as Brady Shope, a junior, 3-4 in the season, will wrestle against Hunter Gill of Hollidaysburg. And Gill in with a quick takedown of Shope. 1:31 to go here, first period, here at the near side of the mat, as Gill showing a good bit of aggression here on Shope. And then Shope able to actually get an escape here on the far side of the mat. So 2-1 your score. A lot of quick scoring going on there. We'll catch up here as time goes on. So 2-1 your bout score in favor of Hunter Gill of Hollidaysburg. Now, looks like Shope trying to tie up the arms of Gill. Gill tried a shot there, and Shope tried some double underhooks to try to fend that off. Now Gill in on another deep single leg as he's in on the left leg of Shope. 1:07 to go. First period, 2-1 your score in favor of Hunter Gill of Hollidaysburg. Gill, a Southwest Regional qualifier last year for the Golden Tigers. We'll look to try to repeat that success and maybe move on to Hershey this year at the AAA level, as Hollidaysburg wrestles at the AAA level of District 6. 54 seconds to go, first period, 16-3. Your team score, 2-1 your bout score here at heavyweight. Again, tonight's match started at 170 pounds, not the traditional 106 we're used to. So the lighter weights will be coming up next. Shope and Gill just kind of hand fighting here in the center of the mat. 30 seconds left to go. Both tied up around the head. Shope tries to pull Gill back. Gill looks like he tried to get on a single leg. Now Shope breaking Gill down to the mat. Just no control for either wrestlers or off the side of the mat, the near side of the mat here into the scorer's table. 18 seconds to go. First period action. Again, tonight's Huntington Wrestling broadcast brought to you by the Air Network, theairnetwork.net. Find us on TuneIn Radio. Tune in and listen to the Bearcats. We have Bearcat basketball, ladies and boys, and Bearcat wrestling this winter season. Again, turn into the airnetwork.net for all your Bearcat wrestling and basketball action. That's the end of period number 1 at heavyweight. Hunter Gill from Hollidaysburg out to a 2-1 lead over junior Brady Shope. Gill will choose down here to begin the second period. Referee blows the whistle, and now the wrestler moves real fast, and now we have Gill out for a 1-point escape. the 150 mark. He's out to a 3-1 lead. Brady Shope's really going to have to start to show some offense. He hasn't really shown a shot yet tonight, as Hunter Gill has been the aggressor. He's been the more offensive wrestler. So both of them go to work on the heads near the center of the mat. Neither one really attempting any shots here. Kind of grabbing on the head and then pushing away, and grabbing on the head and pushing away. Which Hunter Gill looked like was a shot, but not really doing much here. 1:21 to go. Period number 2. There's a deep single leg in for Gill. Shope trying to fend that off. Both wrestlers get to the left side of the mat. They're on the edge. Gill is able to get Shope back into the center mat, and a 2-point takedown for Hunter Gill as he stretches his lead now out to 5-1. It's a 5-1 score now. 2 takedowns for Gill in the match, and an escape to begin the second period. That's how we get to 5-1. Shope is completely bellied out here as Gill's looking to try to run an arm bar and get Shope turned over on his back. And Gill is really cranking on it hard. Now it kind of lets go, but spins around to the backside. Now he steps over the legs of Shope and is getting him turned over. We got near fall points being counted for Gill. There's 3 near fall points being held now for Hunter Gill of Hollidaysburg. So it's at least going to be an 8-1 score here. 18 seconds to go. Period number 2, and Gill, Shope able to battle out and flips out and bellies out here. So now 3 near fall points awarded to Gill. Go quickly back to work, getting Shope turned over. 7 seconds left to go. Second period, there's the fall. So now you're going to have a pin at 3 minutes and 56 seconds for Hunter Gill of Hollidaysburg. 3 minutes and 56 seconds. And that will move the bout score to 16-9. And still in favor of Huntington. We will move to the 106-pound weight class. And it'll be a Hunter Roan, 1-7 on the year, a junior, versus Cole Thompson of Hollidaysburg. Quick actions, both wrestlers fire out at each other. Thompson in on a quick headlock and single leg, and now in the cradle position. No 2 points is not going to worry. There's 2 points for Thompson. Thompson's got Roan flipped over, no back points. Now he's got the cradle locked up on Roan here at the 1:41 mark of the first period. There's the fall. Real quick leg backs. A 22-second fall for Cole Thompson of Hollidaysburg, and we now have a bout score of 16-15. Still in favor of Huntington. So that's 2 quick matches, pins that was going to put Hollidaysburg back within 1 point of this match. 16-15 your team score. Now we went out to 113. Freshman Jacob Wagner, 6-5 on the year, versus Zach Deander of Hollidaysburg. A bit of a referee's timeout here, so we'll put to another. Tonight's Bearcat broadcast has been underwritten by Huntington High School alumnus throughout the nation. Huntington High School has provided our alums with quality education through our developing years, and for that we are grateful and remain lifelong Bearcat friends. From the class of 1969 to 1972, Go Cats! Continued success now and in the future. 2-point takedown awarded to Wagner, and Deander out with an escape with a 2-1 bout score here. At the 113-pound weight class, Wagner on another 2-point takedown, trying to get Deander back on his back, and he does. He's got 2 back points awarded for, 2 quick back points awarded there for Jacob Wagner. He is out to a 6-1 score over Zach Deander, and he's going to have to start to win some matches here if you want to show their domination over the Holidays. But Hollidaysburg's come out and wrestled very well so far in the early going. Now it looks like Wagner's got the cradle locked up on Deander. It's 1 minute to go, first period, as Deander is really fighting hard to stay off his back, and there it is, the fall. 57 seconds for Jacob Wagner of Huntington. So the matches are going fast and furious now at this point in time, and we are now out to a 22-15 team score in favor of the Bearcats as we run out to 120 pounds. And sophomore Isaac Benson for Huntington. And Cody Dively, who wrestled for Hollidaysburg. Benson 10-5 on the year. Again, only a sophomore who's done very well, as I think he finished 5th at the King of the Mountain tournament, and then 3rd at the Conestoga Valley tournament. There's Benson in on a quick shot as he quickly goes after the last leg of Dively. Here at 120 pounds, again, your team score, Hamilton 22, Hollidaysburg 15. The match has gone pretty fast and pretty quick. 34 to go, first period. Congratulations in neutral position with another shot and a takedown coming up for Benson. Nope, not awarded yet. Not quite sure what the referee's looking at. There he is at this time on that 2-point takedown, but Benson now officially awarded 2 points. Takedown, 1:16 to go, first period. Benson, a very active wrestler. He shoots often. He's always on the attack. Dively bellied out here in the center of the mat. He's trying to go to work on some near fall points here and build on that 2-0 score. Nice tight waist for Benson. Always trying to go up there on a power half on Dively. He's still bellied out, trying to get some movement now. Benson flips over, tries to lock up the cradle. Dively up to his feet, having enough of it, and Benson will just turn and moves here. 43 seconds left to go. 2-1 out score in favor of Isaac. Benson goes quickly in on the legs of Dively and another 2-point takedown on the far side of the mat. And a 4-1 score for Benson. He's not able to turn him here. He might be just smart just to start to cut him loose and just trade takedowns for escape. Probably not going to do that here in the first period. But he's able to get any near fall points here with Dively on a bottom position. He might be getting to start to run, trading off takedowns for escapes. That's a monster whistle. Breaks Dively down. 12 seconds to go. First period. Now trying to tilt him over and got his. Now he's got him tilted over. There's going to be the call for Isaac Benson. He was able to run a really nice power half there for Isaac Benson. And 1 minute and 55 seconds we have the call for Isaac Benson of Huntington. That's going to run the team score out to 28-15. So at one point in time, Hollidaysburg had closed the gap to 16-15 in the first team score today. Quick pins here by Huntington at 113 to 120 pounds. And we are now out to a 28-15 score for the Bearcats.
You're fading away. You're fading away.
As we move out to 126 pounds for Schott, 3-6 sophomore. He is going up against Ethan Schwartz. He is in on a quick takedown and now has Schott locked up on a cradle. He's ready to go, and now is the call for Nathan Schwartz of Hollidaysburg. The Golden Tigers get back on board. And fall is 8 seconds for Nathan Schwartz, and that will close the gap now to 17-8 for Huntington as the box score moves to 28-21 in favor of the Bearcats. Huntington will now send out Colin Glorioso, a level 3 senior, a multi-medalist at the PIAA level, and he will wrestle Sidney Ross at 132 pounds. Glorioso quickly in on a double leg takedown. Now has Ross on all kinds of trouble as he gets a takedown and is trying to get her to the back. Now he locks up a cradle, and this one could be real quick as he's got her pinned in 15 seconds. Colin Glorioso is pinned in 15 seconds over Sidney Ross of Hollidaysburg, and Huntington will now move out to a 34-21 lead. Tonight's Bearcat broadcast is brought to you by PennsWoods.net. If you're looking to buy, sell, or trade anything, check out the free ads at PennsWoods.net. It's Pennsylvania's largest site for classified ads, and best of all, it's free. So when it comes to buying, selling, or trading, check out your #1 source online, PennsWoods.net. Now move out to 138 pounds, and probably maybe one of the better matches of this year, or the night, as Tyler Scott, 5-5, a junior for the Bearcats, going against Dalton Long of Hollidaysburg. Long, a Southwest Regional qualifier last year for Hollidaysburg. Again, 15-20 bounce score. The last couple have gone really, really quick, including a 15-second pin by Colin Glorioso over Sidney Ross in the last bout at 132 pounds. 1:23 to go, first period. Both wrestlers tied up here on the far side of the mat. One kind of doing some hand fighting, grabbing elbows, trying to look for position. Scott throws Long's elbows in behind, goes for a takedown. Now with a single leg shot, Scott able to turn that off. 1 minute to go, first period. Both wrestlers are going back to the center of the mat. Looking for the shot now. Scott Long tied up. 5 seconds to go. First period. Again, it doesn't seem like it was a couple minutes ago. This team score was at 16-15. Huntington with a 1 point. Now it's out 34-21 in favor of the Bearcats. 27 seconds left to go. First period. 2-0 your bounce score. And Tyler Scott, Jr., Southwest Regional qualifier for the Bearcats at AA level last year. Against Dalton Long of Hollidaysburg. Pressure grabbing hold of wrist now. Looks like Tyler Scott able to scoot in behind and grab the legs of Long, and it's going to be in behind with a 2-point take on the far side of the mat. And Long scoots out of bounds, so 2-0 to score as a nice go-around takedown for Scott. 8 seconds to go, first period. Scott looking to try to break him down, reach down on the ankles of Long, doesn't allow Long to stay trying to pop the off the edge of the mat, and Long not able to get it out. You're not able to get out, and 2-0 your bout score at the end of period number 1. Long's choice to begin the period, and he will choose down. Tyler Scott will go to work on top. And Tyler Scott cuts him loose. 2-1 your bout score here at 138 pounds. Again, tonight's broadcast brought to you on the airnetwork.net. 1:41 to go. Second period. Both wrestlers kind of circling each other now. Scott going heavy on the head of Long and out of bounds on the far side of the mat. 1:32 to go. Period number 2. Just tying up with their hands here. And Huntington wearing their traditional white singlets tonight, and Hollidaysburg in their gold singlets with blue trim. There's a shot attempt by Long, fended off nicely by Scott. 1 minute to go, second period. Not a lot of action here in the second period. The point scored is Long as Scott cut him loose early on to begin the period. 56 seconds left to go. Both wrestlers still circling each other. Kind of pushing up near the heads. Kind of locked up. Tied up here. Scott trying to snap Long's elbows down, go behind him. Long able to just hold on to Scott's arms and not allowed to do anything. Now Scott trying to break free of Long's hold, and they go out of bounds with 34 seconds left to go here in period number 2. Wrestlers on their feet, center of the mat. There's a shot attempt by Long, kind of a weak shot attempt. Scott able just to put his left leg back a little bit. Not really a strong attempt there by Long, but attempt nonetheless. This is two pretty much even-based wrestlers here. Not really able to gain control. The big difference in the match is the early takedown by Tyler Scott in period number 1 on the far side of the mat as he was able to pull Long's elbows down and scoot him behind him. Into the period number 2. 2-1 your bout score in favor of Tyler Scott of Huntington. Scott will choose down to begin the period. Off. Scott now bellied out. As Long will go to work up near the top. trying to get a hold of Scott's elbow. Scott able to tuck his elbows in, try to keep him away from Long here, and we're going to have a stalemate. Neither wrestler able to improve their position or do anything from where they were at, so the referee will call stalemate. He'll reset, and we'll get started again here. 2-1 your score in favor of Tyler Scott. Dalton Long of Hollidaysburg in control on top, and Scott quickly out to his feet now, trying to get away from Long as Long trying to hold on a tight waist and finally breaks free. Now we have an escape for Tyler Scott, 3-1 your bout score, 1:20 to go, third period. Long's going to have to get a takedown here if he wants to tie this match up, and he's not really made a shot to prove to me that he can get in on the legs for Scott. Scott's done a really good job. There's another weak attempt by Long at Scott's ankle. Scott able to just dance out of that. 1:04 to go here, third period. Both wrestlers locked up, tied up in the center of the mat. We're going to have another stalemate here as the referee will return back to center in the neutral position. 3-1 your score in favor of Tyler Long of Huntington. It's Tyler Scott of Huntington. Again, I'm sure the referee's quick on stalemates here. He's trying to force action. There's another toss behind, and Scott with control. He's going to get a takedown here at some point, I think. He's got control of Long. He's got to get him down to the mat. Nope. Long doing a good job of fighting off that takedown attempt of Scott. Now Scott drops down. Long drops down to the ankle, and we are still neutral here as Long did a really good job of fending off that shot attempt of Scott. 3-1 your score. 30 seconds left to go. Third period. This wrestler's battling out here in the middle of the mat. Some hand fighting, and we're going to have a stall warning for Scott as Scott is getting called for backing up. I don't think Coach Mike is very pleased with that as he's saying that has to go both ways. I'm not quite sure why he hit Scott on that stall attempt, but Scott's going to have to be careful. 12 seconds to go. Third period, 3-1 your score. So even if he does get hit with a stall point, it's not going to matter. It's going to still be a 1-point difference between the two. 9 seconds to go. 3-1 your score in favor of Tyler Scott of Huntington. 4 seconds. 2 seconds in, they count off the seconds, and that's it. It'll be a 3-1 decision for Tyler Scott of Huntington, and it will move the team score to 37-21 in favor of the Bearcats as we jump out to 145 pounds. And it is going to be, let's see who Huntington sends out. It's going to be junior Seth Bainey at 145 pounds. And this is not much of a surprise as Huntington's looking at, and it looks like Hollidaysburg is going to forfeit the 145-pound match to Bainey. They're not going to send out a wrestler. So 145 pounds becomes a forfeit match. And Huntington will tack 6 more onto the board and run the back score out to 43-21 as we move to 152 pounds. And we're going to have Joey Bailey of Huntington at 152 pounds and Dan Reeves of Hollidaysburg. So a forfeit at 145 pounds for Bainey. That's probably Bainey's weight for the postseason as Huntington's wrestlers are now looking to try to drop into where they're going to go to. Don't be surprised if John Wagner ends up somewhere around 152 pounds before this is all said and done. It looks like Bainey's already qualified at 145 pounds. Bailey in on a single-leg shot on Reeves. Reeves trying to fight it off and does a good job. Both wrestlers now off at the far side of the mat. 1:26 to go, first period here at 152 pounds. Again, Huntington out to a commanding 43-21 score. So, in all essence, the goal meet is over, and Huntington will move to 5-0 on the year. Again, not much of a surprise. Huntington's lineup is one of the strongest in the state this year. This is probably one of, if not Huntington's best goal meet team and tournament team that they've ever had. Really, top to bottom, they've got a good, solid lineup. Bailey in on another single-leg attempt as Reeves is able to sprawl out of that. 50 seconds to go, first period. Lots of action here at 152 pounds. No Western really able to get advantage. Now Bailey in on another single leg attempt, and Reeves able to get off the edge of the mat before Bailey is able to convert. 38 seconds to go. First period 0-0, still your score at 152 pounds. Bailey in on another shot. Reeves able to fend off and sprawl back. Both wrestlers now to their feet in the center of the mat. Still waiting to see Reeves' first shot. He's done a good job of fending off Bailey. Now Bailey on a double leg takedown. Reeves sprawls out. Bailey unable to convert as he's going to come back up to his feet. Now Bailey able to, well, this time it looks like Reeves is able to gain control. Not too yet as he looks to lock up the headlock, but both wrestlers are fighting for position. And Bailey can come out of this twist as well. We're going to get 2 points awarded on a headlock by Reeves here right at the end of period number 1. Reeves is working takedown and now goes out to a 2-0 lead. Reeves will defer, and Bailey will take down here in period number 2. So Bailey doing a good job of trying to fend off that headlock, but not quite good enough as the referee awards it on the far side of the mat. Reeves gets a takedown and now to a 2-0 score. Now Bailey quickly up to his feet and out for the escape. And now he's in deep on a shot for Reeves, trying to get him turned over. Reeves holding up for dear life for the leg, but no position gained by Bailey here. We're neutral, but Bailey unable to finish his shot or finish a reversal, so to speak. And it is now a 2-1 bout in favor of Reeves of Hollidaysburg. 1:34 to go, period number 2. This is the next to last match. We'll move on to 160 pounds next. We'll end the evening as we started out at 170 pounds tonight. Again, the bout is over at this point in time as Huntington out to a commanding 43-21 score with only 2 bouts left. So Hollidaysburg now Bailey in on the headlock of his own and has got should have backwards. He's got referee holding backwards here. Doesn't look like he's counted yet. But he's got Bailey and he's got Reeves, in all kinds of trouble here on the near side of the mat. 3 near fall points were awarded, and Bailey really trying to squeeze hard, and Reeves somehow able to get his head out of that. But 3 near fall points and now an escape for Reeves. We're going to have a 6-3, should be a 6-3 score. You can see there it is. It is now 6-3 in favor of Joey Bailey, as he's able to hit a nice 5-point move there on the near side of the mat, right in front of us here at the scores table. 6-3 your score, 36 seconds to go, second period. Again, you're listening to Bearcat Wrestling on the airnetwork.net. Bailey quickly in on the head of Reeves, trying to get Reeves broken down. Reeves grabbing a hold of the wrist of Bailey and to fend that off, and now he's trying to go to work on Bailey's head. Neither wrestler really able to gain advantage. And now there's a nice fireman's carry and a takedown for and a toss over for Bailey, and a 2-point takedown award to him right at the end with 5 seconds to go of period number 2. So you don't see that move hit very often anymore, but a very, very nice turn of events for Joey Bailey there, and he is now out to an 8-3 lead as we begin period number 3 at 152 pounds. Reeves takes bottom. So we'll look to try to get a quick escape here, get to his feet, and start to get to a flurry of takedowns on his own as a 5-point move that Bailey hit there at the end of the first period, really moving large in this bout. Now, Bailey arm barring Reeves up pretty good as Reeves is bellied out here in the center of the mat. 1:30 to go, period number 3. As Bailey goes to work on a cross face and is really trying to move the left arm of Bailey up behind his back and get him turned over. Again, Bailey bellied out, now able to come free. Reeves bellied out here for Hollidaysburg. Reeves able to try to, there's a nice, but I thought Bailey was going to be able to get Reeves over his back. He's unable to. Now both wrestlers trying to not sure really what's going to go on. We're going to have look like a nice hip toss attempt by Bailey. Bailey's going to be called for a potentially dangerous throw, which should not happen. That's really, he was just kind of stepping over behind Reeves' legs to get him tossed over to his back, and I'm really not seeing why that point was awarded, as it's really not a dangerous position for any wrestler to be in. But nonetheless, the referee able to call it potentially a dangerous move. They're going to award a penalty point to Reeves of Hollidaysburg, and that'll close the gap to 8-4. And Reeves will return to the bottom position here. 53 seconds left to go. 8-3 to score. Referee explaining it to Bailey about what he did. I'm not sure really. I don't really think that Joey Bailey or Coach Mike is able to really understand what went on there. 44 seconds left to go. Period number 3 here at 152 pounds. Sophomore Joey Bailey, a commanding 8-4 lead. He has Reeves bellied out here in the center of the mat with wrist control. Reeves now trying to get up to his knees. Able to get up to his knees, now fighting to get up to his feet. He's trying to sit out and escape, but Bailey doing a nice job of arm barring him back down to the mat and returning back down to the mat. 15 seconds left to go here in period number 3. As it looks like Joey Bailey is going to ride a nice 5-point move at the end of period number 1. He was able to get some back points in on Dan Reeves, and he's going to win this one 8-4. Huntington's going to go out to a 25-point team score lead. We're going to push this one out to 46-21 in favor of the Bearcats. And tonight's last bout of the evening will be at 160 pounds. Senior John Wagner, 12-2 on the year, is going to wrestle Frank Montecavo of Hollidaysburg here at 160 pounds. Wagner, a returning PIAA place winner, as he placed 6th in the state last year. His only 2 losses are to Jonathan Ross of Northern York. Ross, a Lock Haven recruit. He's really going to be wrestling for the Bald Eagles next year, but also ranked number 8 in the country. So losses that Wagner has are to a really good wrestler out there. And Wagner in on a quick double leg takedown, and then he cuts Montecavo loose, so a 2-1 bounce score now. Wagner in on another shot and takedown attempt. Montecavo trying to fight it off here in the first period. 2-1 bounce score in favor of John Wagner. Montecavo in on the right leg of Wagner, but Wagner really in not any danger at all, as now he's doing deep underhooks on Montecavo, and he's trying to get him spun around to his back, but 2 points awarded as both wrestlers remain in the neutral position on the far side of the mat. Montecavo tries to sit out of it, but I'm not sure that did him any good. As now, there it is, here's the pin in 52 seconds for John Wagner, and that will end the scoring, and that will end tonight's meet, as Huntington will win this baby by a score of 52-21, as we end the pin by senior John Wagner. So that will wrap things up from the Huntington Gym, Greg, as Huntington improves to 5-0 on the year in dual meet action. They will return to the mats, I believe, next Tuesday against Clearfield, and we will have that match here on the Air Network. As again, tonight's final score from Huntington, the Bearcats 52, the Golden Eagles 21. Back to you, Greg, in the studio.
Hey, that's right. Thank you, Chad. Hey, listen, we were keeping people busy on Facebook as we updated all your scores tonight, and we appreciate all the information that you were able to bring us. As you mentioned, the Bearcats now are 5-0. Do we have any tournaments between now and Tuesday or next week when they take on Clearfield?
No, we don't. Their next tournament, I believe, is next weekend, and that will be at the Escape the Rock tournament.
Oh, yeah.
Again, a very, very tough tournament, and Huntington's going to see a lot of good wrestlers over there.
Yeah.
And that will be at Council Rock South, which is over by Philadelphia.
All right, Bearcats and, of course, Coach John Mikett triumphant tonight. Any matches that really stuck out in your mind other than that one match tonight that was 15 seconds long, I believe?
Yeah, well, I mean, that one didn't really stick in. I mean, you know, the Dalton Long and Tyler Scott bout was probably the best bout of the evening, probably the most evenly contested one of the evening.
Right.
Most of the other ones kind of went fast and furious. A lot of pins tonight, as you heard earlier. But the Scott and Long match, as anticipated, that was probably going to be the best match tonight. Scott able to win that one with a 3-1 bounce score. So, again, Huntington in dominating fashion over Hollidaysburg, as to be expected.
Right.
They will try to continue this run next week against Clearfield.
I might have asked you this before. Is there anybody in District 6 this year that can actually take on the Bearcats and maybe
and you might have heard of this name, Westmont Hilltop.
Oh, that's right.
Hilltop probably brings the biggest threat to Huntington. I don't know much about them at this point. I will be doing my research prior to district duels here in about another month.
Okay.
But Westmont Hilltop is probably Huntington's biggest threat. And of course, you know, their rival Mount Union. That's always a good match. Mount Union always comes out to wrestle hard.
Right.
So we'll see what ends up there. But I would look for Westmont Hilltop in the district duels to be Huntington's biggest threat to unseating them as champions.
All right, well, you're fading out there, buddy, and I'm not sure if that's a mic problem or what it is, but I do appreciate you coming on with us tonight, bringing us all the action from the Huntington-Hollidaysburg matchup here on the airnetwork.net. And by the way, I look forward to joining you again next week as they get set to take on Clearfield. I believe that's on Tuesday evening.
It is a Tuesday evening bout. Yep.
All right. Thank you, Chad States, live from Huntington High School tonight, live with the Huntington-Hollidaysburg matchup. Again, the final score, I believe it was 52-21. We kind of lost track there after a while. But nonetheless, we appreciate you tuning in to the airnetwork.net. Want to also, by the way, thank our sponsors, folks like the Huntington County Drop-In Center on Washington Street, Images Print Shop, downtown Huntington, along with all the alums from Huntington High School who have chipped in to bring you these matches and the games that we do for basketball, boys and girls, from the class of 69 and 72. And also, more importantly, our good friends from the Johnstown area, Pennswoods.net, where they have those free classified ads at Pennswoods.net, Pennsylvania's largest free classified ads. And best of all, as we always say, it's free. So thank you from Chad States and yours truly, Greg Banks. Thanks for tuning in to Bearcat Sports here on the airnetwork.net. Good night, everyone.